We observe a Yandere-looking girl saying, "Darling, I finally caught you. I will never let you go," with some handcuffs in one of her hands. As she moved even closer to the main character, we observe her saying, "How about we stay together forever?" with the handcuffs dangling. In the next few minutes, she has somehow gotten herself tangled up in the handcuffs. She couldn't understand, saying, "That's strange. I was supposed to put it on, darling. Why didn't it work?" "Come off," she screamed, and was very agitated. At last, she asked her darling to please take it off, and the main character took it off her hands. She was grateful that we observe how this time she has a knife in her hand while she says, "If darling and I cannot be together as one, then there is no need for us to exist in the world, right?" We observe the main character, who is scared of her, as he says, "Yumiko-chan, wait a second." We observe the main character's hand, which got rubbed against a pencil and got nicked. Seeing this in the next scene, we observe the girl crying over the main character getting a little pinch on his hand as she says, while crying, "Are you okay? That hurt, didn't it? I'm sorry I startled you." The main character just said, "I'm fine, don't cry, don't worry," the main character said. "By the way, that knife." She tells us about how the knife is just a toy. What the hell would you have possibly done with the toy? We observe this time. She has a cage as she leans against it, saying, "Darling, look, it's a cage. Prepare for darling." We observe her dangling closer to it, saying that she is going to lock darling up in this and take care of him forever and ever as she invited him to come. Well, in the next second, we observe how the main character and ourselves are both in the cage together, as she could not understand but was blushing. She tried to grab the keys, which were just out of her reach, as she says, "It's cramped in here. I will let us out. The keys are right there." But then after, we observe how she's getting comfortable there with the main character, saying, "We are so close, their hearts were pounding together." This time, it looks like she has baked a muffin for the main character as she says, "Darling, I made cupcakes. Try it." We observe her cheerfully letting the main character eat, saying, "How is it? Is it good?" The main character said, "Yes, it is delicious, but what's with the strange texture?" We observe our sighs creeping up as she says, "Foo-foo, you noticed? I added a secret ingredient in the cream." The main character couldn't believe it as he says, "No way." "Yes," while we observe the girl coming closer to the main character's ear and saying, "It's coconut chin." The main character thinks to himself, "That's just normal." He thanked God because he thought there was something strange in there, as the girl says, "Like put in my hair or something, but at first I thought of putting a part of me inside, darling. But I thought that it would be too much to be true." She thinks her sensitivity is abnormal, that we observe how this time. The main character was walking alone as he stopped in the middle, thinking about how he felt like someone was watching him. Around the pole, we observe how behind it was the girl, who was keeping an eye on the main character, saying, "That's right, I've been keeping an eye on darling the whole time. I need to know everything about you, darling, or I won't be satisfied. I need to know in secret," as we see her blushing. But in the next second, we observe a police officer asking her questions about how old she is, if she is a student, and that she shouldn't be late. This time, she just thinks to herself that she has been arrested and says sorry to the officer, but she got rescued by the main character. She thinks to herself about how she will do it next time. During the day, she hadn't learned any kind of lesson from today, that we observe how this time. The starting can be a bit airy and mischievous as she says, "Well, now that I am finally home, it's time for a spell, black magic, so that darling and I can be together forever." We see her taking something out of the cage, calling it Hemokon. We observe that it's a hamster, as she holds it in her hand, saying, "I am going to sacrifice you." But when she looks closer towards the cute hamster in her hands, we observe her whole personality change, as she tries to resist its cuteness, saying, "It's impossible." We observe how the main character takes a look towards it, saying, "Oh, you have a new hamster," while she is just speechless. We observe we get to know something about the main character. He has always been someone with much spelled confidence, whether it was due to his personality or because someone hurt him in the past. So, whenever she tried to confess her feelings to him, there were a lot of people that were better than her. They never seemed to reach him. So, she just wondered how her feelings could reach a person like that. She thought about it for a long time, but one day, she was going in front of a bookstore as she looked toward some books, and then something jumped at her as she read a book. We observed that she read a Yandere book in which it was written, "I love you, let's stay together. Look at me." It was the image of a girl expressing her love with all her might to the point of pain. She thought to herself, by dreading it, if I could express my feelings with all my heart like this girl, then maybe I may be going about it all wrong. And I may be clumsy, but I just want to know that you are indeed loved. We observe this time. She installed the main character about how, for the rest of today, she will be in charge of her darling's life. From morning till night, you will do as I say. We observe the main character thinking about it as she says, I will decide where you go, I will take you to the restaurants I want to eat at, and the main character just stopped her in between and tried to say something. As the main character blushingly says, "Is this maybe you are asking me out on a date?" The girl blushed a lot, as this was exactly what she was trying to do. He was spot on that we observe how this time, the girl has an iPad in her hand as she says, I wonder if darling is getting along with other girls besides me. I will have to check properly then. As we observe her checking through the contacts, there are just so many contacts that she doesn't know, but she found something. An eerie silence falls, and we observe her saying, I see, as she asked him, don't you have a smartphone or something? The main character says, I don't need one. I don't have any friends anyway. The girl was very happy hearing this, saying, I am so happy for you, as she was blushing. We observe the main character looking towards his phone in her hand, saying, That's my phone, as she says, Sorry, I just couldn't help but be curious. Well, she does, in fact, realize that she was wrong for it as she said, Wait, no. Who are all these people? I'm going to delete all your contacts except mine. A lagging Yandere. We observe this day. She is looking quite good, in fact, with her attire, as this is the day she's going to go on a date with the main character. She says, You have to pay attention to what I am wearing now, how I am feeling, and compliment me a lot. Look only at me, okay? As we observe the eerie silence, she feels inside that this is her first date with the main character. Maybe she shouldn't ask for this much, but in the next second, the main character arrived, taking her name, saying, Yumiko-chan, sorry to keep you waiting. She just thinks to herself, honestly, just being able to go on a date with him is more than enough, as we observe her blushing some more. We observe the main character looking towards her, saying, Yumiko-chan, your white is a little different today. You look incredibly cute. We observe how she caught absolutely brushed, and her cuteness shined all over, as she says, Amin, you always look super cute. That's a given. It's all coming at me too quickly. She thinks to herself as the main character compliments her for her hair looks and how they're going to enjoy their date. That we observe this time a girl is talking to the main character, bothering him, as the Yandere is looking from behind, thinking to herself, that girl has been bothering darling lately, getting so close to him as well. She slices her skin on her thumb as she says, I have to put her in her place. Looks like she's going to do something. While we observe how she has scratches all over her face. Looks like she has been in a fight. We observe the main character talking to her, saying, What happened with this injury? She says, I want the girl who was bothering darling. I couldn't forgive her. She said some horrible things. The main character was unbelievably worried for her, saying, Your injuries are the most unforgivable. Let me see it. As we observe how happy she was when the main character was worried about her, she felt satisfied. Well, that is it for now. As more chapters come, I will be covering them. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to post manhwa and manga both on this channel, mixing it a bit, while you can actually give me some suggestions in the comments. Thank you for watching.